Welcome to part 2 of me addressing why I'm deciding to be a homemaker instead of going into a traditional career. And I know a lot of you also are on the same path as me, and other people might not understand, but that's okay because guess what? We have each other. For all you seasoned homemakers and stay-at-home moms, drop in the comments why you decided to become a homemaker. I want to make this a community, so the ladies out there who are thinking and considering being a homemaker are inspired to do so. But if you are new to this episode and want to watch the first one, you can do so here. But to just jump right in, I think a lot of people find their identity in the workplace. And I'd say that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like if a woman is out there saving lives because she's like a doctor, nurse, or what have you, that's part of her identity. And I would say that's a pretty good part, like helping others. That's great. Like who could ask for more? The problem is society tells us the only worthwhile work that one does is one that actually makes money. I feel like this is just instilled in us like since we were kids. It's the whole, what do you want to be when you grow up? And if you answer anything besides a traditional 9-to-5 career, you probably will get some funny looks. And the school system contributes to this tenfold. Right now I'm reading a book called Weapons of Mass Instruction, and let me tell you, it's eye-opening. The whole reason why the school system started to become standardized and popularity grew is because Rockefeller and Carney really invested money into getting that done. And the reason why they did it was to essentially make workers. They didn't want artists. They didn't want entrepreneurs. They didn't want people to think for themselves. They essentially just wanted to create factory workers, people who would go to work, put their heads down, get the job done, and not question anything. And I know there's definitely careers out there that are helpful and needed, greatly needed in society. And I would also say there's a lot of like factory-like jobs that are out there, especially in the business world, that is essentially just to make the company money. Like that is your job, to make the company money. And it's terrifying. We have been indoctrinated to believe that value comes from grades, status, money, and title. And this couldn't be further from the truth. It scares me that our society teaches women that empowerment comes from holding a traditional 9-to-5 job or career, having a career. To me, empowerment for me is the fact that I have a husband that loves me so much that we both did what we needed to do in our earlier years of marriage to set ourselves up where we could live and function on just his one income. And I have the choice. I can do what I want. I can provide meals for him. I can clean this house and try to do something that is a little bit more entrepreneurial. Like to me, that's empowerment. I have the choice. If I go the traditional route, I'm spending 4 to 6 years spending a boatload of money and a lot of my time trying to get a degree that I may or may not use just to essentially be a paid slave for someone else. How is that empowerment? And don't get me wrong, unless you're living off the grid and income needs to be made, and I'll brush up on that a little bit in the next section as to why I do feel like it makes more sense for the woman to be at home, to be more of a traditional wife. And speaking from personal experience, in this time that I have been a homemaker, I've had the chance to really figure out who I am, my identity. These past couple years, I've had immense personal growth. I've had an opportunity to address some deeply rooted emotions that have always been there that I never really had the chance when I was working. And to brush up on why I think it makes more sense to have the woman stay home is, hear me out, for no other reason than we're just wired differently. Like, for example, I would look at my husband or like men in general and how they have hobbies. Like, I was always like, I wonder what it would be like to have a hobby. Like, I genuinely have always felt that. And I know other women who are the same way. And it's like, what is it with women that we just struggle to find a hobby that we enjoy doing? And I think it's because if we are in a traditional 9 to 5, after that, we come home, we tend to our responsibilities, and then we're tired. We don't want to do anything else. We just want something that is considered easy or like mindless, like watching TV or scrolling through Instagram or social media, I should say. Now that I don't work a traditional 9 to 5, I have the freedom to figure out what my hobbies are. And it could be something as simple as doing stretches in the morning. Like, that's something that I've been looking forward to doing, and it's good for me as well. When I was in a traditional 9 to 5, if I were to do that, I probably wouldn't look at it as a hobby. I'd probably look at it more like an obligation, something that I have to do because it's good for me, but I really don't want to. And I just feel like men are wired differently, where they look forward to that kind of stuff and it relaxes them compared to us, where it's more like an obligation. And don't get me wrong, it's not all play. Like, obviously, a homemaker has responsibilities, a stay at home mom has responsibilities. And in my situation, I'm so thankful that I've had this time to work on myself. So then when that time comes, when we have kids, which will be a full-time job in of itself, I would have had the ability to be healthier as a person, which hopefully would contribute to being a better mother. Most women don't have that opportunity. They don't have that opportunity to work on themselves before they have kids because they are trying to work in their career. I've been blessed to have that ability, and I hope that many other women, think about what I'm saying and reconsider maybe taking time off before they decide to be a stay-at-home mother to work on themselves. And above all, I've had immense sense of purpose with my role as a homemaker. I get to do things for my husband that most women simply don't have the time or energy to do. And that, to me, as a wife, is huge. Like, I love the fact that I can make my husband meals and good lunches and a breakfast, and he can go to work, and all the other guys are kind of jealous because their wives don't do that, because their wives are also equally as busy. Like, I've had so many more opportunities to be a loving wife for my husband because I have the time and the freedom to do so. And that makes my husband a better person because now he doesn't have the stressors of having to figure out what his lunch is going to be when he's getting ready in the morning, because I've already taken care of that. So, yeah, being a homemaker is very fulfilling. And I hope that you seasoned homemakers and stay-at-home moms feel the same way. Again, drop in the comments what you enjoy about your role. But that is all I have today. So until next time, I will see you then. Bye.